So fire away. What is keeping you up at night and what's going on? You give the problem and I'll give what I would do. Again, N of one. My opinions are my own. I don't know if it's going to work, just what I would do.
Results not guaranteed.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right. So from my own perspective, I feel like starting out as an AI consultant is like building the plane while flying it, except the plane is a spaceship and I've forgotten my spacesuit. Like, I don't know what I'm selling. I don't know who I'm selling it to. I don't know where to find these people. Should I just go and do one thing that I like anyway and see if anybody else likes it? Or how do I actually make a business out of this knowledge and experience that I've got?
Yeah. So if I was you and I was doing this, what I would look for is in your natural network, who do you know that runs some version of an enterprise, not for profit or whatever, just some kind of entity that is basically just a makeup of workflows to enable whatever outcome. I would go and talk to them and figure out where the efficiencies could be gained and build it for free. And just don't even charge. Just say, hey, come in. But in return, I want a case study. And so what then happens is you're going to have, because the biggest reason people don't hire you is AI, like I said before, is a low trust. If you go on LinkedIn, there's 100,000 people that have been in AI for 47 years. It's just the biggest joke on the planet. And companies are getting more, again, 95% of projects fail. So they're already on their back toes of, my team can't do it. So why am I going to believe that you can do it when you have no evidence to the contrary? You're just another one telling me you can do it. And so our differentiator has been, we build things that work and you can use them. And so for me, I would say you would document what it is that you did for them. They're going to talk about it, do a video, do a whatever, and then figure out in that industry, who else can benefit from this. And then outside of that industry, who else can, like, for our document extraction, it happened to be logistic, but there's a ton of
Everybody's got
industries.
documents.
Yeah, exactly. So then, but then you got to get more targeted around. There's the old saying that if you go after everyone, you'll successfully go after no one. And I think that's the message here is go find someone who knows you, that's willing to take a chance on you for free. And say, look, I'll just do it. And all I want to return is a case study if it works. And then you'll have your story and then you use that as your anchor to that scale up. That's what I would do. And how you have that conversation is, what are the top 3 things you're trying to achieve this year? What are the objectives, whatever? And then reverse engineer into that. Okay, well, hey, because what we did was, hey, we want to grow EBITDA. Okay, great. Well, where's the biggest cost center? Oh, it's in ops. Okay, well, it's in this piece. Okay, so if we automated that, that's a direct tie to EBITDA. Great. Now, the not-for-profits can be a little bit different. It's can be like, how many more people can we help? Whatever the metric is, but it's the same basic premise. And that's how I would, if I was doing this again, that's how I would do it.
And how would you go about starting those conversations?
So I would, again, so if they're friendlies, I'll answer if they're friendlies. If they're cold, I'll go if they're cold.
Please.
Do you want me to go specific to not-for-profits?
No, actually, I feel like they are different, but it feels like charging not-for-profits a rate that might sustain a business isn't always going to work. So splitting the work between both sides is probably wise.
Yeah, agreed. And I'm a big fan of that. Like I jokingly call myself Robin Hood, because on the enterprise, I'm not afraid of grossing. And then on the not-for-profits, I almost give it away just to try to help people. But I think that the conversation would go something like this. I was asking because not-for-profit, at least they publicly declare like how they spend their money and stuff. So there's ways of identifying efficiencies right in there. But what I would do, and then if I would give that document to an AI and be like, where could I help? Like, literally, the thing that I would do before having the conversation with the individual, I'd grab their website, I'd put it into Claude, Gemini, and say, I'm meeting with the CEO of this company. What problems do you think they likely have? And what is going to resonate with them? And what could I do? So you ideate with the AI to come up with your pitch effectively. And so when you go in, you say, hey, I'm not an expert in this. I've talked to a few people in the industry, and kind of a common theme is this. Does that apply to you guys? And don't make it that you're right or wrong, because it's not that it's true or untrue. It just doesn't apply to me, or it does apply to me. And what they'll usually say is one of 2 things. No, we don't have that at all. Actually, I don't know who would be saying that. All right, great. So what are you guys struggling? All you're trying to do is start a conversation, right? Or we definitely struggle with that. Yeah, that's like a known thing. And then you can dive into the brainstorming you've already done and go, hey, what if X, Y, and Z was slightly different? What would that look like? What do you mean, what would that look like? That'd be great. And then you kind of explore through the conversation and then get to, hey, the reality is you have no reason to trust me. I've given you no evidence that I'm trustworthy. So what I'm hoping to do here is I will build something for you, and I would pick something that does not need authentication, that is public, like using public information. Do not require them to give you auth of any kind, because now you're going to get a CISO involved and you're just setting yourself up for just a world of pain. So
Yeah.
it could be as simple as a chatbot on your website that only talks about public facing things on your thing, and just show that through the guardrailing system you've done, it's not going to say anything inappropriate. It's going to be aligned with the brand values. Do something with the least amount of permissions required to be able to do it, so that you can start to earn and build that trust. And then you make it easier for them to want to work with you more and more. So that would for sure be how I would do it.
Cool.
But don't try to solve everything, and don't come in and be like, I can grow your EBITDA by 50%, because they'll just laugh you out of the room. And rightfully so, because you have no evidence that you can do it. And even if it's true, there's no reason for them to bet on you. Find something small, simple that you can crush, use it as a use case, and ideally it's applicable to more than just that company. And if not, just find the abstraction layers where it is, and then go and talk about it. That's what I would do.
I started this podcast because of an image that came to me in a dream. Back when cities had walls, everyone passed through the gate. Talk to enough people there and you'd understand the city. I wanted to stand at the gate and understand not just how AI was changing, but how AI was changing us. If you know someone building or leading with AI, or if this episode was useful, an introduction, a share, or a quick review on your podcast app all help keep these conversations going and help others find them. You can reach me on LinkedIn at Daniel Maneri, or by email at daniel@maneri.house. That's Daniel at manary.haus. Thanks for listening.